Hello everyone, welcome to UFT live training. So I'm with Karthik. This is Manoj here, and so first we'll start with some basic concepts of UFT, and so let me first explain you um, what is UFT. UFT is actually latest version of QTP. Means earlier they have HP QTP, and they actually redesign this UI, whatever the UI they have earlier, and they added a lot of new features in QTP, and they came up with unified functional testing. All right. So let me explain you from where you can download this first. Okay, and then we'll talk about more about this. So here is the link where you can go. Okay, I'll ping you this link. Okay, I'll ping you on chat. So team, I think you can go here and you can find a lot of things about UFT. And to download this, you need to create your account. Okay, so if you click here, download, okay, it will redirect to uh, this sign up page. You need to provide some information. I'm not going to provide all these details, but what you can do is you can provide all those details and you can create your account. All right, and then it will redirect to your account. Okay, where you will find whatever the product you have selected to download. You will find that option like UFT, and there will be download option. All right, and you can click download. It will download, and I'll show you how it will okay, one second. So once you download team, you will get this zip folder, UFT 12.52. Okay, so you have to extract that using any WinZip or WinRAR tool. If you right click, extract to this folder. Okay, so see, I have already extracted this. You'll get this folder, UFT 12.52, and you have, if you open that folder, you'll get all these files related to UFT. You can get this setup.exe under this folder, and if you click, it will start the installation process. I'm not going to start installation because I hope uh, I have downloaded long back, and it might the that trial period is already expired. Okay, so but you can download it from where I have shown you, and you can unzip and you can install. So it comes with the 30 days trial period, team. All right. So let me know if you have any question on installation part. Installation is not that difficult. It's straightforward. Okay, let me go back to this. Okay, so as we are talking about, they have redesigned this UI, and a lot of new features you will see when you open that UFT. Okay, and let me take you through some of the features it has. Now it is supported with cross-browser and multi-platform. Earlier it was only I and Windows system where you can do your testings, but now it supports Chrome, Internet Explorer, Safari, okay, all of these browsers, and they have now they are supporting SAP, Dozo, okay, Citrix. Earlier, Citrix was a very painful for this QTP because you cannot do anything on Citrix servers. Now they have all added all these features, okay. Optimized distributed testing. So now you can distribute your test across the platform and with the different browsers, okay. Multiple testing solutions. So now they have created one engine. See here, UFT new execution engine allows you to run distributed test on multiple machines. So the concept is parallel execution. So you can distribute your test on the different devices, maybe it a mobile device or any web app. So a lot of things they have included in this one with this execution engine. Now they have also included this feature image based recognition, okay. So it is more like a human how you identify any object when you see any image. So they have added this feature with UFT as well. So this is earlier in QTP it was not that much supported, okay. Now visual test flows, this is also a new feature they have added in UFT. When you create any new project, when you go and when you create any new project and you give name to your test UFT test and you can save on the home page only, you can see all those uh, data flow, okay. So currently you can see this. So similar you can see on your home page when you create any new test in Solution Explorer in UFT. And if you add any other uh, like function library and any others things you add, it shows you on your home like how the data flow is, okay. So they named it as visual test flow and it's really interactive, okay. You can click on any box and it will redirect to that particular uh, test or function libraries. All right, so team, do you have any questions on this installation part and any these features what we have discussed? I'll hand over to Karthik and hello Karthik.
Hello everyone, this is Karthik. Can you all hear me good? Manoj, can you hear me?
Yes Karthik, I can hear you.
All right, great. Thank you. Guys, so sorry. I have a very bad throat, and that's the reason I'm taking the help of Manoj to do this orientation session. What I plan to do is also do a repeat of this orientation session next week, and we'll go through the same content again. But then what we'll do is we'll have a larger audience at that time to it. So team, Manoj did explain to you briefly about what UFT is and how you can get started. I wanted you to get that first-hand experience as to how we can take UFT into the and help you shape your career with it. Really sorry, team. This voice of mine is not letting me really do a great job, and that's the reason there's so much of background to my throat out here. So, team, at least let me start with a few poll questions. I created some polls because that will give us a lot of clarity onto things. I'll start with the first poll. It's primarily to understand who you are, and we want to look at where are you in your current career life cycle. Some of you are working, some of you are starting to work, and which part of IT you're into. The reason is this specific training is oriented towards anyone who's got absolutely no background with IT. So even if you're at a very beginner level, that is how this program is going to be triggered. So team, we've got about 55% votes. Request you all to finish this specific one so I can share with you what the other audience members are also saying for the same. All right, great. I guess most of you, 80% plus, have voted in. Let me close this poll and share the results with you. So 50% of you is the majority who are in QA but planning to make a switch onto automation testing. And you know
Karthik,
that you need to learn.
can I make you presenter? We are not able to see that poll.
Oh, I think they should be able to. Sure, Manoj. I'll make myself the presenter.
Okay.
Show my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, Karthik.
Where is the... I don't want to show this now. Hold on, please. I couldn't see the results myself. I don't know why it's not coming up.
We can see
Can you see the
Karthik.
poll result? Oh, you can see. Okay,
Yeah.
I am unable to see that. So that's why. Okay, cool. So 50% is the majority there. But other 20%, 20%, if you look at, are people who have not yet started their career in IT, or they got trained but looking for the first job. So that's a majority of population. The 10% of you is basically saying you already work in automation testing, but then you're looking to make sure that your skill level is up to the standard of what the industry expects. So great. Let me go to the next poll question, team. Come on. It's a little not responsive. All right, team, second question on the poll is here right now in front of you. Can you see that? So the question is very simple, team. Do you believe that this is the right tool? I'm sure there are other tools, and the biggest competition is Selenium. And I'm going to show you something with the trends once we do this, so you get to understand how it is shaped up compared to it. The third option, what is it, primarily says the fact that you are not very sure about it, should be QTP or UFT, what it is, but you've heard about it and the fact that it's got good career options. Once again, team, I apologize for my voice. Can hardly do anything about it at the moment. All right, team, so almost 70% plus votes, and I'm going to give 2-3 seconds more and close this. Simple question, what do you believe? Is this the right tool for you or not? Okay, I'll close this and share it. So team, can you all see it? Manoj?
Yes, Karthik.
86%, yeah, 86% of you strongly believe yes. There's 0% who's saying no, not at all. No, not at all is basically it's not the right tool for your career. So that's a strong belief, team, and it's surprising that no one is questioning it. Just because of the fact that it comes from Hewlett Packard, it is one of their flagship products. They purchased this product early on when it was called uh, before it was called QTP from Mercury Interactive, and then they started branding it. So today, with their reach into a lot of organizations in a corporate wide world, they go in with HP Quality Center or ALM, and they also cover QTP as part of their packages, and they have a very strong sales footing in that. So that's good to see that 14% of you only still have a question about what it is, but that's the reason we wanted to share this thing with you. All right, team. Another poll. So how did you know about the popularity of the specific tool? So few polls, team. It is just to show you what you believe and for us to understand the audience and also for you to know what others think. So how did you get to know about QTP? Each of us come to know across each tool in our own way or experience. How do you know that this is popular? And team, this question has more than one answer. You don't necessarily have to click on one. You can choose multiple, I guess, right? No, I think so, yeah. All right, team, almost all of you have voted in, so I'm going to close this and share. So majority of you are talking about you researched and found it. You also found it through friends and family. 18% of you knew it through a job interview. What that means is you go to a job interview and the interview asks, do you know HPQTP? And that's when you realize, hey, this tool seems to be very popular in the market. The reason I said the fourth option, which is only 5%, and I'm glad about it, is not blindly believing what we say at ITeLearn, but the fact that we are training on some of the best ones across the world. So yeah, still we have the 10% category which says not too sure about what QTP is. Great, thank you so much. This is going to be a good question. I like this question a lot. Is programming tough to learn? The reason I ask this question, team, I come from a computer science engineering background. So programming has been with me for a long time. The first 3 years of my career, from 98 to 2001, I purely focused on being a developer. But then I moved out into sales, account management, and customer relationship in the IT industry. And I moved away from the regular core IT as a developer. But then I came back into this around 2008, and primarily for the training purpose. And I realized how much I love it. More than the fear, it is the love, it is the real passion towards coding that gets me up. So that's something that I strongly believe in, and I wanted to know your opinion about it too. So team, 3 options. Yes, it is tough. No, it's not that tough. And then the last option, I don't know, but what do you think? What would I say? And almost all the votes are in team, 85%. So I'm going to close this and share this. The reason these polls are interesting is because you would know what others are saying as well, not just what I say or what you feel. So it's a group which is mentioning what they're doing with it. So 32% of you are saying yes, it is tough. It is not easy to learn, and that's a big number, team. 52% are saying no, I think we can do it. That's great. So happy to hear about it. 16% are saying I don't know. What do you say? But I still would say what I feel. You will enjoy programming. It is going to be a lot of fun. And the fact that you don't have to be a master programmer, you're not trying to be a IT or a software developer, you still will be in your core as a test engineer who knows coding to a certain extent that is sufficient to do successful automation testing. And that makes a big difference to me. So the fact that you don't really need to go very, very deep into coding, keep it extremely simple, fun, and make sure that it is targeting the specific need on it. And that is enough steam. So my says this, it's going to be very interesting and you'll really enjoy it. So good to know that it is, most of you are not scared about it. For the few of you who are a little worried, do not. You just have to watch a few of the tutorials that we have done, the free ones on YouTube channel, and you'll see how easy we make it. That's the whole point, and that's why today we are recognized very strongly in this area. Great, thank you for that. Let's see. I don't know if this is a question. It's a very similar question, team, so I wouldn't really spend too much time on it. And it just says, are you scared about it or not? And I'm not going to keep it up for too long, so request you all to quickly vote in. So it's a very similar to what it is. So it's just talking about attitude. Yes, programming gives us the shiver, but with what I said in the previous thing, does your opinion change now? The fact that this question is being asked after that is to say, with what I said, does it make you a little bit more comfortable? And it's okay to be mixed feeling too. All right, team, I'm going to close this poll as well quickly. All right, and let's see what people say. Glad that there are only 4% of you who's still saying yes, it gives you the chill, and that is totally okay, team. It is okay to have a fear on something. As a human, our basic survival is the fact that we are scared about something. We do things because of a fear for something, a fear for failure, a fear for career, a fear for managing a family, a household, our personal side, everything, and that gives us our boundaries. So it's good to see that you are mixed feelings, but then most of you are ready to take it on. And I want you to take it on, team. It's not a big challenge, but once you master it, it'll give you so much confidence, and the fact that yes, this I could do it, I can do anything. Any learning, team. Let's say, for example, today, if I want to learn swimming, at least a couple of years back, my daughter was very scared of water and she could not really get into the swimming pool without the tantrums and learn it. So I took membership in the same swimming club that she was going for training, and I started doing it with her. Great thing now is I learned it and she's learned it. She's a great swimmer now as well. But I learned it. I didn't believe that I could learn swimming at this age. But when I learned it, I feel extremely proud, extremely self-confident. Yes, I still can learn, I still can do. Being in the late 30s, it's still a great kick for me. It's a great motivation. It does not matter if it's swimming or a new tool or a new passion in your life. Just go out there, explore, learn new things. You will really feel great about yourself. All right, team. Let's see. I have a few more questions. I'm seeing which one. So yes, I think 2-3 more questions, team. That's it. The intent is to get you to understand how it works. So let's assume that you know one programming language. For example, you know Java, or you know VBScript, or you know C#, maybe C language. For those of you who do not know any one programming, that's fine, it's a start. But my question is, once you know one programming language, is it easy for us to know another one? And I'm sure you all know what my answer would be. just before this I said, learning something which is absolutely new, which you're not used to, have no touch with, like my swimming, is a great thing to tell you and put your self-motivation up. It's gonna boost your morale significantly. So team, short question, so I'm not gonna give too much time on it, but I want to show you what others think. So what do you think could be the number? Can people start putting it in chat as to what you think could be the answer? So you could use your questions and say how many would say no way, how many would say yes. It's a similar thing. What do you think, team? Before I share the result, I just want to see on the chat 50-50 or 60-40. Anyone else? What do you guys think will be the result? Everyone, just take a second and type in wake up in case you're sleeping. Yes would be 80%. Yes would be more. I'm just looking at the questions section and seeing what people are saying. 20, 80, 70. Yes. All right, great. More than 90. Okay, amazing. All right, team. I'm going to close this poll and share this result with you all. Now you see, 92% of you, and this is all you team, believe that yes, once you know one programming, it's easy to learn the other. Same way, if you know one automation testing tool, it is going to be very easy to learn the other. If you ask me, team, QTP with VB script, Selenium with Java or C#, once you learn one of these, let's say you put 100 hours to learn one tool, all you need is another 20-30 hours to know the other tool and to know the newer programming language. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's not going to be the same effort again. So that's a significant result, right? 92% of you believe that yes, most concepts are same. All right, great. So team, orientation session is all about the poll. It's just to tell you what we believe and how we think this tool will shape your career. There's nothing much in terms of a demo of a product or so. It is to see if you're convinced that this is the right tool, right place for us. So having said this, how do we really go about learning it? There are multiple ways that we could learn anything. Like I said, I had to teach someone, so I learned it. I had to teach my daughter, then I learned it. I had to teach my spouse something, I learned it. I had to teach my team something, I learned it. And this one also, team, has multiple choices, so you can choose more than one, because I know that there are multiple ways of learning. How do we best utilize the learning? Learning on own, fantastic concept, team. There's nothing like learning on own. Of course, it'll take longer. It's not going to be very, very easy because you have to do a lot of research, a lot of trial and error. And what happens is the cost of putting the effort sometimes becomes bigger than what you do for a paid training. Learning on a job is one of the best ways as well, because you start working, team, and then the job demands you have to learn, and you start learning on your own, along with a friend, with a buddy who is learning together with you. That's another way. Last option is to learn with a guru. When I say with a guru, team, what happens is you have a guided tour, someone showing you exactly what to do, what to learn, and constantly motivates you in the process. So great, closing this poll, team, and sharing the results. And glad to know that a lot of you are thinking similar. It is learning on the own or with a guru has equal percentages, but at the same time, learning on the job is also a great important thing. So some of you may have seen that you are going about a job already and you need to learn something, and they give you the task that, hey, can you pick up this tool and start experimenting on it? That's one of the biggest motivators. Yes, I will unmute uh, each of you after this team to ask any questions. I just have another 2-3 minutes to show a few things and then about it. All right, team, this is an important question more for my own purpose. I would like to know, uh, are you aware of our training earlier, or is this the first time that you're experimenting it live? After this, I have one more question, and then want to show you a trend and then go with it. All right, 80% plus votes in. So I'm going to close this. And share. So only 16% of you have attended my live earlier. 44% of you have watched videos, but glad to know that 40% of you are for the first experience. And unfortunately, team, I wish I had a better voice to do a better job today. But it's good to know that there are new people coming in, and I'm sure once you start watching the videos, you'll see our experiences. So I do have a question from Biplab saying, what do you advise? How to learn fast? Which way? So my advice, very simple, team, regarding the learning, the earlier poll. If you have time and you know you can search the internet, start playing around and experiment, you don't need a training program. You can go and learn by yourself. But yes, there are two challenges with it. One, it's a lot of effort, self-learning. Second is you don't know with confidence that did I learn correct or did I miss something unless you go to an interview or you try and test yourself. So I would suggest anyway, team, learning is important. You go give a coach saying that, you know what, I want to learn, or do it on your own. Either way is fine. All right. So I think I shared these results, right? So good. Last question, team, and then I have a slide to show, and I think we'll be good after that. Okay, which is more popular today, guys? So votes are coming in, and 80% plus votes. This is the last poll question, team. So really, it's talking about everything. It's saying which is more popular, Selenium or QTP, or both have some equal opportunities. So I'm going to close this poll. Let me share the results with you now. So 54% of you believe Selenium is more popular today, and I won't deny it, team. But then how do you go about statistically proving ourselves? Only 15% of you believe that QTP is more popular, and I want to know why. The reason I am saying it is popular is very simple, team. Selenium does not sell itself, in the sense they don't have a sales team or a dedicated organization which is going and saying, you know what, use Selenium. Why? Because it is open source, it is free for everyone. So it is discovery, it is word of mouth through which the popularity of Selenium has grown, and that's genuine enough. Selenium also does not provide the technical support for a product, so you have to do a lot of playing around. Whereas HP as a company is one of the best sales organization globally. They're amazing at selling things. The reason is all medium to large size companies have decision makers. They're all suited, they're all sitting there doing the job. But at the same time, they look at who can service their need. So either you take a free tool and you go about exploring it and so on, or you have a vendor who can be trusted, who will come and appear in front of you, and you get first-hand service out there. And all these medium to large companies have budgets. I'm not saying budget constraints, but they do have budget. So they want to invest in IT, they want to pick which tools to invest in and so on, and then they go about it. So today, I would say Selenium is a little bit more popular, there's no question. But then the market is still very, very wide open. They're balanced. And to prove this team, I can show you quickly my screen out here. And I have done a search on Indeed to show you what it is. So I'm gonna undo this first to start with. Alright, so Indeed.com has something called as job trends. Yes, you can go to Dice, Monster, and all these places and search as to how are the job markets locally in your area. So if I look at the trend for Selenium, example, here is the trend. This is the percentage of jobs on Selenium compared to every other job. So from 2012, primarily around when it started getting a little bit popular. In fact, I think from 2008 or 9, it started picking up to 2016. How are we doing? Now, let's search for UFT. The reason I'm searching for UFT is because HP renamed QTP to become UFT recently. So you will see it's almost non-existent in 2012, 13, 14 onwards it started picking up because that's when they kind of renamed it to Unified Functional Testing. And you'll see that graph going up. So if you see this, right, there is a significant difference between the number of jobs for Selenium and UFT. But now, if I add QTP to it, why would I add QTP? Because that was a search term earlier. And look at how the trend is. So while UFT was coming up, QTP was going down. And together, they still may not be at the same level as Selenium. It's not a growth thing, but it is staying around there, the 0.08. So if you club both these graphs, it has very gradual decline. It does not have that. So that means that even today, there are huge number of opportunities in this space. Now, typically what happens is a company, let's go to Dice for a second, would either go for Selenium or QTP. They might not do both. Not necessarily. They may do both, but usually it's more Selenium or QTP. So if you look at job market in your local area, so I'm going to search for UFT. That's fine. I'm going to do it around my local area and see. So in my area, I have about 5 jobs in that field, right from UCLA and Lassen Group and a few companies here. Now for the same area, if I do Selenium, actually let me do QTP as well. So my intent is not to oversell QTP team. I agree, it's not the number one, but at the same time, it is not to be left out. It is something that will still have a very, very strong career with it. If I were you team, I would learn both. I would have both of them on my portfolio, on my resume, and that will show how the results will be with it. So just the same zone, I search for Selenium and we have 36 results. So there's a lot more opportunities, but then competition as well. So if you take my advice, learn both the tools. It's not going to be tough. Attend training for one, take a specialized program for one tool, and you can learn the other tool on the side. Selenium is good. It's open source. A lot of free things everywhere. QTP is more restricted. You need to have trial versions and start practicing on it. So pick one, master one, and go learn the other one. How do you put it on your resume then? Our approach of training has been very, very focused on project-based learning. So if it's project-based learning, you get to take them as training projects and put them into your resume. But at the same time, we also do a lot of live projects, real-time projects. And with these real-time live projects, you are actually working on a project that you could put on your resume, and you could also give our name for the reference on it. So these things will really help. And the reason is all these companies today are saying we have a requirement, correct? And if they are searching for people to fit for this requirement, they will have to find you, and they find you in the database using the search, and the search will be on terms. So having these tools on your portfolio, on your resume, will really add a lot of value to you. All right, team. So I'm good from my side. I'm getting a personal feedback on my voice. Please take care of your health and voice. I too suffer from sore throat constantly. Only medicine which has stopped me from the recurring cycle is an Ayurvedic medicine called Kushal Kanthal. Many singers in India take it as they need to have good voice all the time. If you happen to travel to India, please restock it. Thank you so much, Renuka. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, team. So I'm good. Anyone wants to speak? Anyone has a question? I can unmute you. So go ahead. You can raise your hand, or you can put it on the chat, and I will unmute you. Okay, let me start with Satish. Satish, go ahead.
Hi, Karthik.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Thank you.
As Karthik, I have been working in qualifications almost 14 years, and my expectation, I don't know whether I can ask this question at this point of time or not, but my expectation is like, I know ABCDs of this automation, but I am not good at the preparing proposals, RFPs, and estimation point of view. So, are you going to cover those aspects as part of this course?
No, Satish, not really. It is more for tool learning.
Okay.
Scripting, frameworks, and so on. Not really estimation to say.
Okay.
Because it looks like with your 14 years experience, your employer is looking at your guidance and your technical knowledge to start looking at projects and how we can execute them and how much we should quote for them, correct?
Yeah, that's what, like, with respect to automation, I know how it done with the functional aspects.
So this training may not be the right fit for you for that need.
Okay.
But see, so I do a lot of proposals. I've been working in this field for ages.
Okay.
And pricing is always based on either the two concepts. Either there's a fixed price bid. It says, you know what, we will do this. This is the scope. These are the SLAs, and we'll do it. Here's the cost. That's about it. The second one is time and material. You say, you know what, I have to put 2 people in the US, 10 people in India, and they're going to work for 6 months to get this project up. And here's how I charge you per hour. We'll say we charged, let's say $75 on site, and let's say $35 offshore. So estimation is, I mean, at least for me, it's very simple because I've done it so many times. Maybe you can talk to me offline sometime and I can guide you on it.
Okay.
All right.
Like, what would be the best way to contact you?
Just send an email. I'll have my team share my number with you.
Okay.
Call me directly on my cell. Give me a week's time so that my voice is back and I can really do justice to it.
No problem.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Satish. Bye then. Okay, so I'm going to go to Pati.
Hi.
No.
My question is like, I chose QTP because there's only QTP and a quality center, and there is so many things in quality center that we can incorporate with QTP. But when we select Selenium, there's like so many things that we have to learn. There's like Cucumber, JUnit, Eclipse, WebDriver, Jenkins, Git, so many things. So that I'm scared of those things. So that's the reason I didn't go to Selenium and came to QTP. So what's your advice?
No, I think, see, like I said, right, I would be happy either way. Either is fine. Both is great. Phenomenally great. Either is fine. What Selenium did is basically they opened the floodgates. They said, you know what, open source, do what you want. Everyone started coming in. Everyone. The lovers of Ruby, the lovers of Python, C#, the whole Java, and said, you know what, we can do this as well. We can do this as well. Because it is open source. But Selenium does not have to be that complicated. It can be very focused, simple, and to the point, and it will still deliver great result. QTP that way is a very controlled environment. You know what it can link with, what it can integrate with, what scripting we use in the background. It stays like that. It will not change significantly. So,
but for Selenium, do we need to learn Gherkin language, Cucumber, Jenkins, Maven? So should we learn all those things?
No. That's a lot of overkill, guys. It is, what I would suggest is learn one basic language, JUnit or TestNG, core Java more essentially. Then look at WebDriver, look at Selenium, how it works on multiple browsers, do a few frameworks, and that's what is needed. But then the project may demand that, you know what, we want some build tools. We want to do Jenkins or we want to use Maven. They want to do something on Agile. Then you learn those as need be. You don't have to be pre-prepared with everything.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to Kshitish Patel. Hey,
Hi,
Kshitish.
Karthik. I'm good. How are you? Thanks for taking the lecture, though your throat is not good. Appreciate that. My question, I think, is I have just I completed my engineering, but then I've been away for almost 5 years from the programming. So pretty much I wanted to start. So I thought starting up with the testing would be the great thing. So I was going through because I took up I just gone through some of your videos online, and that has motivated me to get into this one, because I see there's not too much programming language to go through, let's say VB scripting or probably the Java scripting, and I have no knowledge. I have learned VB long back, but I have no knowledge of the Java scripting at all. And looking at your trends and all that, Selenium is pretty much based on C# and the Java scripting. So how difficult would it be for I'm not completely new, but to catch the language and be I won't say master, but at least be good enough with the Selenium.
So, Kshitish, can you ask me a question again? What's the question? How?
Regardless of my knowledge of the Java scripting and the programming, how how long it will take me to to be good enough with the Selenium and all, especially with the Selenium.
Okay, I would say about 2 weeks to 6 weeks. 2 weeks, you can get a comfort level by spending 2-3 hours a day.
Okay.
And then another 2 to 3 weeks to kind of keep playing around with the tool. It's a lot of fun tool. It's a fun tool.
Okay.
I use Selenium and QTP for not just training. I use it to do a lot of other automation as part of our jobs.
Okay.
So, a lot of fun things. So you'll enjoy it. But minimum 2 weeks for you to get into the grip. And it's very, very easy. It's absolutely easy. Both of them.
Okay, and I just have one more question. Like, I won't take much time. Like I've gone through your course material. Like, I was a little bit confused in terms of like there's a two, like the Master of Software Testing and there's a Software Testing Essential, right? So
Yeah.
are the contents different in terms of Selenium and the QTP like contents in the software, or is just the like the subscription time is like different? Like for the other one is 3 years and for the one is 1 year. So
So Master of Software Testing is a mega course. It's got a lot of content in it, and
okay,
it gives you access to it through your career. Because, say for example, today you join as a QTP engineer.
okay,
Tomorrow they ask you to also do some web services testing,
okay,
or they may want you to switch to Selenium
okay,
or something backend or database testing.
okay,
So you have option to keep all these tutorials accessible and learn it.
okay,
Software Testing Essentials is a miniature course. It
okay.
basically covers the core concepts on each of them. It does not go as deep as the
As a
individual.
master. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and what you said is because like, I just don't want to get into like, or apply for any job like until like I feel because even like as you say, like there's a database testings and the security testings and like
Yeah.
Selenium and the QDB. So is it a good approach like, like have a just roundabout knowledge about everything and like just maybe, I'm
Not,
not saying master, but
yeah.
it's
May
not
not be
necessary to
needed.
have, it's not needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can just go for one course to start with. And
Okay.
then when you believe that you need to diversify into other learning areas, then you can upgrade to that. But as of now,
Okay.
just choose one and go for that. Focus on one.
Okay. Okay.
Focus
Okay.
on one.
Okay. That yeah, that's all. Thank you, Karthik. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, so guys, if I've already answered your question, kindly put your hands down so I know I'm addressing the ones others. Alok, I did unmute you, but you have to unmute yourself as well because your mute is on. So meanwhile, I'll just address a few questions on the chat. Would you please let us know a bit about Selenium as well? Neeraja, I don't think I have time today to do it, but Selenium is an amazing open source tool. You can go to my YouTube page, which is youtube.com/qtp.elearn. You'll find a lot of introductory tutorials on that /qtp.elearn. And this should give you significant idea about it. Elizabeth, how many months will it take to complete this course? This course is more like a 4 weeks program. We meet 4 to 5 hours every week. You need another hour or so plus apart from attending the session or watching the video to practice. So spending about 2-3 hours a day, or let's say about 10 to 15 hours a week, it'll take you about 4 weeks to really get through the entire course. And you also did ask about a question on the payment thing. So you could contact my sales team at learn@ITeLearn.com and they will guide you through it. All right. So Ron Wiener, there's a question from you. Can you use Selenium to test on mobile devices? Absolutely. Selenium has a lot of add-ons to it. So they have started doing mobile-based testing, and which is predominantly ruling the market these days to do that. The many platforms using Selenium that you could do direct device-based testing. QTP also or UFT also started to focus on that. Let me see a few more questions.
Hello, Karthik.
Hey, Alok, go ahead, please. Alok, go ahead. I can hear you. Alok, do you have a question for me? Are you able to hear me? You know what? I'm going to go quickly to Suraj because I don't believe Alok is able to hear me. Good.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And I'm experienced on QTP and Selenium as well, but I have only basic knowledge on Selenium. But I've seen, I've worked different domains like retail and Selenium, means retails and banking, securities. Most of the projects they prefer is just securities and banking domains. They prefer QTP. they not prefer Selenium. So where
Why?
the lacking is the trust factor on Selenium.
Okay.
Why they choose mostly on QTP, all banking and securities domain.
Mhm.
Is there any specific reason for that, or it's on the
So, like I was saying, right, QTP is much more controlled environment.
yeah,
So they know it's a licensed product. It is a
yeah,
premium product, and the specific organization backing it strongly, and they want to
okay,
keep things more controlled in that way. I think it's more of a notion that Selenium being open source, there could be issues and challenges, and I
yeah,
don't think it's the right notion. It's see, if someone tells me that, I would argue and say that's not the right way to think. But organizations do not want to take any kind of a risk, especially when it comes to open source, because they believe it could be back doors, back gates to hack into them, to kind of have ways to bring the systems down. That's one of the most primary fear. Because what happens is a CIO or a CTO or head of, let's say, testing team has the responsibility of choosing
okay,
a tool, and they want to
okay.
take a tool which also safeguards their position. Tomorrow,
Uh,
certain things break down, they don't want to get questioned. So, yeah, in that
okay,
way,
okay, just okay, fine. So just one quick question. Like you gave two options on QTP or Selenium, and
uh,
50-50, one more third option. So can you give me the third, fourth option, like QTP, Selenium, and the third, one more tool on automation testing?
automation testing, there are many other tools. Almost every other company has come up with one tool.
No, so what demanding I'm asking. The demanding. What's the third one?
From a demand
From you,
perspective, yeah,
from your suggestion.
Microsoft, even Microsoft has its tool. Uh,
Okay.
so does a few more. In fact, very recently I did a search on top automation testing tools, and you will see some of them. But I don't really believe in that result myself. Top automation.
What about SOAP UI?
SOAP UI is not an automation, it's not a functional testing tool. It is more for web services. So it's serving a different purpose. But if you look at it, I was talking about Visual Studio, UTP, Water is a good program. One test complete. SOAP UI is not really a functional automation testing tool. It is more web services and backend testing. If you see the
Okay.
screen, it does appear
Yes,
here.
yes. Yeah, yeah.
Telerik is one more which is picking up speed in the market. I've heard about it too. Water is good. So is Test Complete. All of them do well. But from a market coverage, I think it is still QTP and Selenium. They cover
Okay.
most. Right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Neeraja. So guys, another 5 minutes Q&As, and then we can end this session. But I wanted to ask Neeraja, you had a question for me. I have you unmuted.
Hi,
Hello.
hello.
Yes. Yes, I
Hi,
can hear
my
you.
question was mainly, my question was mainly on about Selenium. If you could talk more about it, and you showed the website saying that I could go over the videos,
Yeah.
which I will. That was my only question because I was more leaning towards learning Selenium than QTP UFT. So yeah.
Sure. So, see, again, all of these automation testing tools do one thing very well. Um, they talk a lot about how do you take an application, make a tool understand it, and be able to repeat those tests. We talk about three things: efficiency, reusability, and accuracy for the testings. So Selenium is an open source tool. So what that means is no one pays really a license fee. And that way it gained a lot more popularity in the market because people are able to try it without having to spend expensive licenses. If it comes to QTP or UFT, the license fee is typically $10,000 plus for each seat. So if you have 5 people working in automation and need 5 licenses, they're looking at $50,000 of investment just for acquiring the license. So that is the reason Selenium has got more liking in today's market comparatively. So if you go to seleniumhq.org, that's the home page for where Selenium is born. And the providers here, in terms of the team which created it, have documented it well to talk about what is Selenium all about. So yeah, if you go to ITeLearn.com, there are a few more videos on free events on Selenium. Maybe Manoj, you could help sending Neeraja some content over it, please.
Sure, Karthik.
Yeah, that would be really helpful. And I just have one more question. Do you have a minute?
Sure.
Yeah. So how, I mean, I do not know Java, so I have no programming knowledge as such. So this course would cover Java basics, right? I mean, whatever is required for me to learn Selenium effectively.
Yeah. So when it's coming to Selenium, yes. All of our courses assume that the one who's coming to learn from us is at a very beginner level, and it gives that benefit, and we start very, very gradually. But yes, we go pretty advanced quickly, and it covers all the things that you need. Be it Java, C#, VBScript, whatever you need would be there.
Okay, sounds good.
Another question. All right. Thank you, Nirja.
Thank you.
So someone else who asked, do we have free videos on manual testing? So team, all you have to do is go to the website and click on get free videos. And with this simple email sign up, you will get the access through the email itself as to what are all available for free. On the YouTube channel, you will see hundreds of videos, and all this have content which is free, and it's pretty rich content. So let's say we have a 30 session training. We put at least 3 to 4 sessions of it up there, so you get to look at it. All right. So team, almost towards the end of it, did I miss any questions? Do anyone else have a question so that I can unmute them? And let me see if there's something else. Do we need to learn manual testing? So to learn automation testing, manual testing is not a prerequisite because it can go very independently. These two trainees can go independently. But knowing manual testing is important as a conceptual because you're still going to be test engineers, not just automation engineers. It is not included as part of that specific training, but you'll see many other courses that you could choose from out here that will have access to all of this team. All right. So team, I believe and I hope most of your questions are answered. We do have another session to get to. What we will do is any of these questions which are unanswered, we'll make sure that we get to get with you offline and send those answers. All right, Alok, you still have your hand on. I'm just going to see if you have a question for me because you're muting yourself at your end. So do we have...
Karthik, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Hello, yes, Karthik, this is Alok. I just wanted to know about Selenium IDE. So it's just kind of record and run thing, right? Hello.
Yeah, I mean, record and run, or you can write your own steps in it as well.
Okay, and what about Selenium WebDriver?
So what WebDriver does is it lets you connect to the browser through a programming interface, be it Java, C#, Python, Ruby on Rails, and so on. It lets you program there and access the browsers from there. So it is driving the web directly. IDE is a starting zone. It's a very simple solution. It's got that starting scope. Then to really focus on the bigger things, you need to get using WebDriver, which are very simple concepts combined with any programming language.
Okay, so that makes it the most important thing in Selenium, I think.
Yes, it is, because whatever you need in IDE, all the free tutorials, you find it out here. You don't even have to really pay training to get them. So a lot of these tutorials which are popular, for example, Selenium tutorial 1, these things have a lot already on IDE. Right.
Okay, Karthik. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Manoj, we do have other class. So can you start that one up? I'll join you in a minute.
Sure,
The
Karthik.
Selenium with C#.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get off, just start that, please, and I'll join you.
Okay.
Okay, so Subha, you have a question for me, and Shanu, you also have a question for me. I'm going to take these last two questions and go forward.
Hey, hi Karthik, this is Shubha. I think I spoke to you in last October. I did register for QTP. I'm in US. Actually registered for that QTP for 1 year and 1 year extension, but did not get a chance to go over all the videos or at the live project. So I didn't use, like in between I used maybe for a week, but I could not get hold of the other things. I was like, trying to get into your site. Sometimes I'm having issues. I always used to chat on your IT help that used to come, but that was not very much helpful. I did leave messages. There was no response. I mean, I just wanted to, like, how else can I contact you if you need some information?
Yeah, Subha, because I'm a little surprised that you didn't get a response, because my team does have a 1 business day turnaround for any question, and I feel sad that you couldn't go through it. Send an email again to the same email ID, learn@iteLearn.com, and mention that I will follow up with my team and find out how.
Yeah, because it was coming always an automated message, and I used to say, like, is somebody going to talk to me? Then, like, a couple of times somebody turned, but they always used to say, go and check with the frequently asked questions. So I just wanted to know when a live QTP will come up. So, I mean, it's been a long time. I was trying to find out the dates for the QTP. I mean, UFT.
Is the orientation. Next week we'll start the training.
Okay.
And what you can say is you can ask the team to give you an extension for another 2 months at least. So I don't want you to pay again as a repeat. Just ask them to extend it for 2 more months.
Yeah, because I already paid for 2 years almost. Last October I paid, and you can see the logins and how many times I logged in and all that. But I just wanted to know, like,
you worry about it. It's not a challenge at all. Learning is important.
Yeah, so, is it better to, like, see the videos first and go for a live project, or parallelly can we do? Because I'm working and I'm a QA lead over here, so I do have QTP in my workplace where we do small projects, but I lead them how to do, but I want some hands-on experience on that.
Do the training first. Learn it. First.
Okay.
With your hands-on experience, that's good. But sometimes, like I was saying earlier, there may be pockets or certain areas that you must have missed out.
Yeah.
Because the project didn't require that. So with this training, you'll learn it like 360 degrees, and then you can do a project thus, and that's kind of do it. But go for training first and then the project, not parallel.